Hi everyone, Scott Lewis here for Wirefly, here today to unbox the Motorola Photon Q 4G LTE for Sprint. We just received in this factory sealed Photon Q. Anytime we get a factory sealed package before the launch date means that there should not be any in-stock issues with the phone, so that's always a great thing. The Photon Q is coming in the standard, it seems like now, for Sprint phones, which is a plain brown box. So let's go ahead and dig in and unbox the Photon Q. And right off the bat, there is our Photon Q. Let's see what else is in the box. Our manuals. Set that aside, we don't need those. Our charge block. It's a good size right angle charge block. It does have a spot for one USB cord. And then our micro USB cable. So like a lot of phones nowadays, it's just the charge block and charge cable, sync cable that comes in the box with the phone. I'm going to go ahead and set the box out of the way and also set the cable and charger out of the way. And let's get the Photon Q in the middle here so you can take a good look at it. One of the biggest features of the Photon Q is the slide-out 5-row computer-like QWERTY keyboard. So it has the dedicated row for numbers, spacebar, everything right there. And it is a backlit display, or backlit keyboard. And we have the back here. It is a non-removable back cover, so you don't, or you're not able to replace the battery. The battery in the Photon Q is a 1,785 milliamp hour battery. While we're on the back here, the rear-facing camera is an 8 megapixel camera with an LED flash. It also records video in 1080p at 30 frames per second. The camera also has some basic features like autofocus and geotagging. Now, the Photon Q has a 4.3-inch diagonal display with a screen resolution of 540 by 960, which gives it a pixel density of 256 pixels per inch. It is a dual-core 1.5 gigahertz processor, 1 gigabyte of processor RAM, as well as 8 gigabytes of internal storage. The front-facing camera on the Photon Q is a 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera. Another nice benefit is that it is a waterproof or splash-proof phone, so even though it has the slide-out QWERTY keyboard, it is considered a splash-resistant or water-resistant phone. Now there should be a spot for the micro SD card, which is right here on the side. So that's where your expandable micro SD card would go. You have a dedicated camera shutter button, the volume up and down rocker switch, the power and sleep button, your standard headphone 3.5mm headphone jack is on the top. On the side here we have our HDMI micro port out, as well as our micro USB charge port. Nothing on the bottom there. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the Photon Q and boot it up so that you can see the Android 4.0 operating system on it, and I'll turn the camera back on as soon as the Photon Q is up and running. Alright, so here's our Android 4.0 operating system on the Photon Q 4G LTE. Something interesting, it looks like you need to add the home screens or additional screens, so there's not a bunch of screens already pre-laid on here. So it's just the one screen unless you add a page to it. So you can add a page and then add in some additional icons if you choose to. You can load it with widgets or any other applications that you choose. Let's go ahead and check out the keyboard again. We'll type something real quick. We'll add a text message in here and see how the keyboard works. And you can see it does have predictive text down here at the bottom. So that's something I get asked about, the predictive text and the different punctuation. Does it auto-populate at the bottom of the screen with Android phones? So yes, the Photon Q does do that. So I do have to say the keyboard had really great response. This is probably my favorite keyboard out of any of the keyboard phones that I've reviewed in recent times. The Pantech Marauder recently came out as well, and definitely is not as nice with the feedback and response that you get with the Motorola Photon Q 4G LTE. And the last thing I'll leave you with is the back here. After we pulled off the piece of plastic, it has a really nice feel to it. It's not a plastic, but it's not the Kevlar that would come on the Droid Razr Max. It is a little rubbery, but it really fits in your hand and holds in your hand very nice. You don't get any slip or slide. It's a really nice phone, and I really like the build quality. I like the design with the sharp chopped off corners. There's the look. The buttons, once again, like I said, with the backlight are really nice. The form and function of them as well, so the feedback, everything about the Photon Q is really nice. I look forward to doing a full review very soon for you here on our Wirefly YouTube channel, so make sure to check back for that. there's anything specific you'd like me to cover in that review, please leave it here on our Wirefly YouTube channel. And if you want to stay up to date with the latest in cell phone technology, make sure you subscribe to our Wirefly channel. My name's Scott Lewis for Wirefly. Thanks for watching.